What's up, everyone? So, I had a pretty interesting idea recently, and I just wanted to talk about it. I'm gonna make this coffee first, though. You can see how I'm doing it down here. Anyways, so what are we here to talk about? I mean, you've read the title, so you probably already know where I'm at, basically. And you probably came here to hear one of two things. Either more motivation or the real truth that I'm gonna talk about. So, let me just find my page. So, yeah, it all came basically from this one point where I felt like there's a point at which the motivation doesn't necessarily really work anymore, and it all just comes down to a simple choice. Whether you're gonna do the thing you want to do or whether you're not gonna do the thing you're gonna do. Because the motivation that's been fueling me for a long time, the whole self-improvement thing and whatnot, hard work and discipline and whatever, I could just tell you it's all about discipline. But, we were all motivated by like self-improvement content and, masculine content or whatever you were motivated by, right? But the thing is about it is that it was all just another thing to get us to pay someone. Don't get me wrong, it didn't necessarily harm us too much. If anything, it did probably help a lot of us, all this self-improvement content that, swept the age recently enough, I suppose, the last couple of years. And, I definitely could say that this whole thing had helped me out, all this self-improvement content, all of this discipline, all of this motivation, all of this, do the hard work and whatnot. But what did it really change about your life back then? Because you may have gone into the gym, you may have started like meditating or taking cold showers or whatever the hell, we were all doing back then. And maybe you still carry it to this day and maybe it's bettered your life. And I'm not saying it hasn't, but there's a point that it gets to where none of the videos anymore will motivate you to do anything. None of the things that people say, none of the things you see on Instagram or on TikTok or whatever the hell you watch won't motivate you anymore, because it was just ultimately a series of highs and lows. But that's not necessarily the point, me hating on self-improvement. It was a series of highs and lows. And if you really strip it down, I could just tell you, oh, motivation ain't shit when you have discipline. But that's what everyone else always says. And it could be even simpler than that. It could be even simpler than telling you to, just get up and do the thing every day. Because, listen to me when I tell you that your motivation, like I said, really just ends up being series of highs and lows where you did a bunch of work when you had motivation and then you fell off again when you didn't. And it doesn't really matter if it does get you to do the thing you want to do, because the nature of the thing that you want to do should be that you want to do it either way, right? So, if you're doing something just because you're motivated, you're still capped off at that thing one way or another, because you currently are requiring motivation to do that thing. Whereas, hold on a second, this is gonna be so good. Whereas, yeah, if it takes motivation for you to do it, you're basically essentially capping yourself off in one way or another, because obviously you required an external force to act upon you, I suppose, to get you to move, to get you to do something, and to get out of that position of not doing something. One way or another, instead of just doing it and getting up to do it. I'm sorry, this video is all over the place, but I really just need to get it across the way that it is in my head. And this rant may seriously help someone, but if, anyways. So seriously, the only motivation that I decided while writing this that you really need is to just seriously look yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself this, because you know what it is that you want to get done. You know what it is that you have, this aspiration, this goal or whatever, this dream that you may have been thinking about. Maybe it only you only ever worked on it when you were motivated, right? Think about it and look at yourself in the mirror now and ask yourself, am I gonna do it or am I not going to do it? And answer the question. It can really be this simple, because I presume you're gonna say yes, but it doesn't really matter what you say, because either way, if you say no, then you do the next thing and you just get on with your life without whatever it is that you were going to accomplish. You've decided you're not going to take it. But I presume you're not here to say no, you're not here to give up, because I don't really vouch for giving up at all. So, you don't need any more than that. This thing that you've needed motivation for, look at yourself in the mirror, seriously, and ask yourself, am I going to do it or am I not going to do it? And if you answer yes, you can say it more than once. This is not a one-time thing, okay? It really just comes down to your mindset, other than anything else. If you say you're going to do it, from then on, I don't even need to tell you anything else. Because the fact is, you already know what you need to do. You already know what you need to act on. I take it you said yes. So now that you know, have faith and keep going, my friend.